Welcome back to Eastern Brush, Western Soul, a channel dedicated to exploring classical Chinese texts, traditional ink painting, and the artistic dialogue between East and West. Today, we begin our journey into the fourth volume of Hai Cuo Tu, the final book in Nie Huang's remarkable series of marine illustrations. Nie Huang, courtesy name Kunan, was a native of Qiantang in Beijing. Little is known about his life, and most of what we understand comes from his own preface to Hai Cuo Tu. He is believed to have lived from the late Ming into the early conchs period. In his early years, he moved to the Taipei region, today's Taizhou and Wenzhou, and later became a traveling painter, recording the strange, the beautiful, and the little-known creatures from rivers and seas. Before creating Hai Cuo Tu, he also completed a work titled 30 Kinds of Crabs. With this fourth volume, we complete the set, a unique blend of natural observation, artistic imagination, and the oceanic curiosity of early Qing China. Let's begin our exploration of Hai Cuo Tu, Volume 4. Horseshoe crab. The horseshoe crab is depicted as a long-lived coastal creature, often found in shallow waters and tidal flats. In Hai Cuo Tu, its armored shell and ancient appearance are emphasized, reflecting its reputation as a living fossil. The illustration highlights its steady, deliberate movement along the seabed. Horseshoe crab bearing fire, Fu Huo. This entry describes the old belief that the shell of the horseshoe crab glows faintly at night. The light was traditionally imagined as carried fire, a poetic way of observing bioluminescence or reflections on wet armor. Nie Huang records this as one of the sea's curious nighttime sights. Conch transforming into a crab. Ancient coastal lore often claimed that some shells, after long years, transformed into crabs. This reflects an attempt to explain how hermit crabs inhabit discarded conch shells. Nie Huang preserves the story as part of the shifting, mysterious life cycles people once imagined in the sea. Bronze-tinted conch. This conch is named for its copper-like color and heavy shell. The painting shows a spiral form with warm, metallic tones. Such shells were collected both for ornament and as curiosities from southern coasts. Inkstone conch. Named after the shape of a scholar's inkstone, this shell is flattened and broad. The muted stone-like texture echoes the tools of classical literati. Nie Huang often drew parallels between natural forms and objects from daily life. Money shell. This small spiral shell was associated with the shape of ancient coins. Its neat coils and glossy surface made it a popular collectible. The name reflects how coastal people connected marine finds to familiar household items. Flattened conch. A distinctly compressed shell, wide and low in profile. The illustration suggests a species adapted to hiding under sand or stones. Its simple form contrasts with the more ornate spirals found elsewhere in the volume. White snail. This freshwater or brackish water snail is noted for its pale shell. The clean, porcelain-like color gave it aesthetic value. Nie Huang depicts it with quiet elegance, emphasizing subtle tonal shifts. Scroll conch. Named for resembling a rolled hand scroll, this shell coils tightly like a painter's stored artwork. The comparison reflects a scholar artist's eye observing nature. Its elongated spiral creates a graceful, flowing outline. Yellow conch, Huanluo. This entry features a shell with warm yellow tones. Such shells were commonly gathered along sandy coasts. The color, rather than the form, is its defining trait in Hai Cuo Tu. Hollow conch, no. Recognized by its lighter weight and internal cavity, this shell appears airy and thin-walled. Nie Huang pays attention to the inner spiral visible through the opening. Its delicacy sets it apart from heavier marine shells. Elephant trunk conch, 象鼻螺. The long, curved opening suggests the shape of an elephant's trunk. These shells often come from warm southern waters. The exaggerated mouthpiece makes it a striking object in the collection. Sauce-colored patterned shell. This bivalve is marked by deep sauce-like reddish tones with mottled patterns. The painter captures the contrast between dark shells and lighter streaks. Such coloration made these shells attractive trade items. Round base shell, Taipei, a smooth, rounded bivalve with a full, bowl-like underside. The illustration suggests a sturdy, symmetrical form. It may have been commonly harvested as food along river deltas. Speckled conch, Hualo, known for its intricate spotted or banded shell patterns. Nie Huang emphasizes the ornamental quality of the markings. These shells were often gathered as curios or used in small crafts. Deep-grooved conch, Simunlo, characterized by prominent carved-like ridges running along the spiral. The strong texture made it stand out among other shells. It reflects the natural precision of marine erosion and growth. Cover conch, Yanlo. This shell is named for its covering appearance, perhaps referring to a thick operculum. The painting shows a compact, guarded form. Such shells were thought to protect their soft bodies within a sturdy outer layer. Hairpin conch. Its slender shape recalls the elegant hairpins worn by women in the past. The comparison highlights how daily objects informed the naming of marine finds. The narrow, tapering spiral has a refined, decorative quality. Sand flea, a tiny crustacean found on beaches known for quick hopping movements. These creatures were familiar to fishermen who handled nets on the shore. Their lively behavior made them a memorable part of the coastal ecosystem. Crab of Taizhou streams, a freshwater crab associated with the streams of Taizhou. The painting captures the compact body and agile legs typical of riverine species. Nie Huang's own years in the Taipei region likely informed this entry. Crab of Ujiang streams. Similar to the previous but native to the Ujiang area, subtle differences in carapace shape and color are recorded in the illustration. These local crabs reflect the diversity of Zhejiang's waterways. Rock crab, a tough-shelled crab that hides among coastal rocks. Its dark, mottled surface offers camouflage against stone. Fishermen often encountered it during low tide. Hepu spotted crab, named for the Hepu region, known historically for its rich marine life. The illustration shows distinctive spots across the carapace. Regional naming suggests the crab was characteristic of southern coastal waters. Lion ball crab, Shichou Si. This crab is given a poetic name inspired by the rounded, tufted shape of Buddhist lion ball ornaments. Its swollen claws or body pattern may have suggested the resemblance. Nie Huang often used such artistic comparisons. Long-legged crab. A crab distinguished by notably elongated legs. Its shape implies swift movement across sand or shallow water. The entry emphasizes proportion rather than color. Sand crab. Common on sandy shores, quick to burrow or scuttle sideways. Nie Huang captures its light build and pale coloration. These crabs were a familiar sight to anyone walking along the coast. Tiger crab. Named for bold stripes or patterns reminiscent of a tiger's coat. The dramatic markings give it a fierce appearance. Such visually striking crabs often became subjects of interest in early illustrations. Paddle crab. This crab has flattened legs that act like paddles for swimming. The entry highlights its agility in water compared to land-based crabs. Its movement inspired the name rowing oars. Fuzhou fat crab, Fuzhou gaosei, a regional delicacy known for its rich roe. The illustration suggests a plump body and broad carapace. Its fame in the Fuzhou area was well established by the Qing period. Seal script back crab. The decorative markings on its shell resemble ancient seal script. Nie Huang's artistic eye translates natural patterns into cultural references. This connection between calligraphy and nature is a hallmark of Hai Cuo Tu. Ghost face crab. The carapace bears a pattern that looks like a ghostly mask. Such forms fascinated early observers who saw spirits and symbols in natural shapes. The crab's uncanny appearance made it a memorable entry. Swimming crab, a well-known swimmer with sharp, lively movements. The slender legs and pointed form suggest speed. These crabs played both ecological and culinary roles along the coast. Monk crab. Its smooth, rounded shell evokes the shaved head of a monk. The simplicity of its appearance contrasts with more ornate crab species. The name reflects gentle humor rather than religious meaning. Sword-guard crab. The crab's claws or body outline hints at the shape of a sword guard. Ancient craftsmen created similar motifs in metalwork, and this resemblance inspired the name. Nie Huang often drew analogies to objects familiar to scholars and soldiers. Hairy crab. Noted for fine hairs on its claws or limbs. These help the crab sense movement and filter food. Hairy crabs were appreciated in several regions as a seasonal delicacy. Shrimp crab, Ha Gong He. This species shows features reminiscent of both shrimp and crab. The slender limbs and elongated body set it apart from typical crabs. Such intermediate forms often puzzled early naturalists. Shrimp transforming into a dragonfly. An example of folk transformation lore suggesting shrimp eventually become dragonflies. This reflects attempts to explain metamorphosis through analogy. Nie Huang records such beliefs without judging their accuracy. Cockle shrimp. A shrimp associated with cockles, perhaps sharing habitat or shape. The pairing of names shows how people linked marine creatures based on proximity. The illustration emphasizes a robust body. Yellow shrimp. A shrimp noted for its warm yellow hue. The color may come from habitat or diet. These small details help distinguish species in traditional taxonomy. Variant shrimp. This entry acknowledges the many subtle forms shrimp can take. Nie Huang shows variations in antenna, color, or shape. It reflects early recognition of diversity within a single group. A hollow-bearded lobster. A lobster with unusually shaped antennae that appear hollow or split. The depiction emphasizes elaborate frontal appendages. Such dramatic features made lobsters prized curiosities. Heavenly shrimp. And a shrimp given a poetic name, perhaps for its translucent body or graceful movement. Its light appearance may have seemed otherworldly. The name conveys admiration rather than scientific classification. Purple shrimp, red shrimp, white shrimp, zisa, hongsha, basha. These three entries highlight color varieties commonly noted along the coast. Each shade reflects different habitats, diets, or seasonal changes. Nie Huang records them side by side to show the range of hues in marine life. Dragonhead shrimp, non tosa, named for its pronounced, ornate head structure resembling a small dragon's profile. The raised ridges and horn-like projections give it a mythic look. Such forms blurred the boundary between natural observation and artistic imagination. With this final volume, we have now completed our journey through all 4 books of Hai Cuo Tu. Across the pages, we also see a chain of imperial seals, silent witnesses to the work's long life within the palace collections. Treasure inspected by the Qianlong Emperor, appreciated by Qianlong, the studio of 3 rarities for the benefit of descendants, treasure inspected by the Qing Emperor, and treasure inspected by the Xuantong Emperor. Together, these seals trace the passage of the albums through the hands of successive Qing rulers. Today, the 4 volumes are divided between 2 great institutions. The first, second, and third volumes are housed in the Palace Museum in Beijing, while the 4th volume is preserved in the National Palace Museum in Taipei. Their separation reflects the complex history of the 20th century, yet the artistry of Nie Huang continues to bridge these distances. Thank you for joining Eastern Brush, Western Soul in exploring this remarkable series. If you enjoy ancient texts, ink painting, and the meeting of Eastern and Western artistic traditions, please remember to follow, like, and save the channel. We look forward to sharing more works of classical art and literature with you next time.